the largest talking points in real estate today. Number one, after the NAR verdict, what's next? Here's what you need to know. Brokerages will not lead in giving a solid direction on this because they can't. They've already been sued. They've paid their fines. They've agreed not to get involved. You're going to see that pendulum swing way back where they're going to be like, it's no, you don't have, it's totally up to the seller at the seller's discretion. You're going to see a hands-off approach by NAR and brokerages because they've already paid their fine, what they've got to do. The influence is going to come from the elite teams and the mortgage industry, who's going to figure out a way to bundle in agent commission into how that buyer's agent is paid. These are institutions that will figure out how they're going to engage the consumer. And quite frankly, they should be the ones to help do that because they'll do it better. They'll do it through government and DFI and a governing body, and that will make sure we have some uniformity. You can't leave it to 1.3 million agents to figure on their own how they're going to do that. Elite teams with a strong value proposition and a message will absolutely be able to do it. And then you're going to have institutions like lenders who are going to go out and say, we've been able to bundle this program, put it together for our consumers such that they can now engage a realtor. You're going to see those two groups really vie for the influence of what happens. It's going to take months and in some cases years for it to happen, but as it does, you're going to see a large shift in this business. Be ready. Number two question I got was single agents. Are we the walking dead? I got it from a single agent. I'm not sure. I would say this, you're going to have to bolt onto a platform that gives you a chance to be successful. How are they providing opportunity? Whether that's through data, whether it's through some referral-based model of partnership, whether that's through a lead flow that's consistent, measurable, trackable, and has a contactability ratio. Are you bundled into that? Do you have a coaching platform you're engaged with? And are you working with people that are in the market of the moment? Not this fading winter stuff that people are still teaching what happened 12, 15, 20 years ago. That does not work today. It flat doesn't. You can see the groups that are growing in the United States. They have models that are relevant today with teachers, trainers, leaders, mentors, and influencers that are transacting and producing today. Those are the groups that win. If you're not aligned with that as a single agent, your life is going to get significantly tougher because everything with the consumer eyeballs has gotten way more expensive. How are buyer's agents going to get paid? Great question. Now, are we going to see buyer's agents that can negotiate their own commission? Are you going to see them only work with a certain group of people? Are you going to see buyer's agents only show listings where there's some compensation offered by the seller? He doesn't have to, but chooses to, or they're only going to show those? All of those things are still up in the air to come. But I'll tell you this, people have said, oh, nothing's going to change. And people have been talking about it in our area. That's all horseshit, and that is going to change. People are already starting to talk about it. Smart consumers are already asking questions. Do I need to pay a buyer's agent? Why do I need to? You're going to see knowledge and advice from the listing agent to the seller. That's going to be very important currency over the next 2, 3, 5 years. That seller that's smart will ask for the listing agent's knowledge and advice. Do we need to offer commission? Are we priced competitively? If so, why do we need to? You better be able to answer those questions again in an educated way and then track what actually happens. Remember this, price is only ever an issue in the absence of value. If you can absolutely track you being involved gets a greater result for your seller, you being involved gets a better result for your buyer, people will pay you to be involved. It's that simple. Our team's going to get more powerful over the next 3 to 5 years. That's 100% yes. Let me tell you something else is going to happen. People that run a team model and find a way to do it in a national broker style are going to become much more powerful as well. Agents want to be in the infrastructure of a team, but have the freedom to do their own business with their own brand in their own way. So when you have a platform where you can deliver referrals and lead flow and opportunity, and also allow an agent who can choose to do those lead sources with you, but also go be their own person, that is the future of real estate. And I've got a number of partners who are moving in that direction, taking their team models and expanding them to other markets. And I always say you can bet on that group because there is an EOS, an evidence of success. That's the future for teams and, quite frankly, for brokerages. Ooh, Are joint ventures in title the future? There is absolutely no doubt joint ventures in title are going to continue to be a growth model. Now, here's the reality. Only 5 to 7% of the agents in America would be qualifying for a joint venture. So title companies shouldn't think, oh my gosh, we're being taken over by joint ventures. That's not true. But the elite agents and the elite teams who have direct ability, who understand that they influence that consumer to do the best what's best for them, which is using a title company they have an involvement in, understanding in, a way to help in, that's absolutely going to continue to grow. Now, it will never be more than 5 to 7% of the market, but that's still a lot of the market. Title companies that don't offer it lose the most influential agents in America. Looking at this camera, ask yourself, when someone wanted to do a JV and you said, quote, our firm doesn't do that, and then those people left, they didn't just take their business and leave. They took their business, influenced their other influential agents, and they all left. I know title companies in markets that have lost 3, 5, 7, 10% of market share because they didn't pay attention, because their leadership was a fading winner who wasn't in the field today. Don't let that be you. Engage in market of the moment programs that are happening today, not what happened 10, 15, 20 years ago. Ooh, how many rate drops will we see this year? Well, we heard 6 and then we heard 5. I think we'll be fortunate to see 2, and I think we will see 2 rate drops. The reality is inflation still is hanging around. As long as inflation hangs around, you're not going to see a reason to drop rates. The Fed has been very clear about that. They know that it stagnates housing. They don't care. That's not their primary function. So I think we'll get 2 rate drops. I think we'll see rates somewhere in the 6.1 to 5.9 before the end of the year. When we do, you're going to see an increase in real estate pickup. The pent-up inventory needing to get out and get their equity out of their house to pay their bills, pay off their credit cards, pay off their student loans is growing every month. 5.41 million homeowners this month did not pay their mortgage on time. That's going to happen more and more over time. Steve, what's the future of leads? Leads are interesting right now. It's a very difficult game to be in. It changes regularly. Homes.com came out with their Super Bowl ad. They've got a really robust website of data, lifestyle, and they believe your listing agent, your lead. You cannot buy a lead on Homes.com. If it's your listing and the consumer inquires on it, you get the lead. You can enhance your service. You can be an enhanced member, but they now are the second biggest portal, maybe the first by the time this airs, in all of real estate. They're bigger than Realtor.com, Redfin combined. Because the reality is they have spent the money. This is a money game. Eyeballs is a money game. I believe the future for real estate agents is how can they get to their data with humans? They can then put in their data bank. They can then build rapport and a relationship by having a quality consultative discussion. How do they do that? Well, they do it through leads, referrals, data, verified opportunities. You have to find ways to add people, consumers to your database. It's a contact sport. Real estate is a contact sport and will always be measured on the number of contacts you make, determine the money you want to make. Does brokerage even matter today? Interesting question. I think what you have with brokerage is you have that fading winner group who's trying to hang on to what kind of worked 5, 10, 15 years ago. You have a new model group that's come in, and some of them came in with the splash and got loud and are things working? And then there's this, and now they've started to fade. The reality is you can offer a value proposition that has a training platform that allows you to also generate some type of referral / lead opportunity. You offer a pretty good model. Then you have to decide how you're going to go about charging that agent, because the reality is there's a number that doesn't make sense no matter what value you provide. Then there's a number that also makes sense if you have a value proposition greater than most in the market, which is pay little, get little. We believe the model, having a coaching platform, having an owner that's in the market at the moment, having a lead or referral-based partnerships, you can share opportunity with your agents. We believe that's the model of the future in brokerage. How many golf tournaments will I win this year? Well, I'm 0 for 1. I finished second on member, Mr. Wagner. Good job. I'm going to say this year, my partners and I that play in golf tournaments, and we're going to play in about 12 or 13, we're going to win 2. So 2's the goal. Win 2. We got a couple coming up. Let's roll. Lastly, when should you use AI as a realtor and title or in mortgage? Here's the reality. First, you got to find the data river you're going to be involved in. I like verified consumers that I know what their name is, I know their phone number, I know their email address, I know where they live. If I can find that and verify it, then I can run that data set through AI such that AI can say who's showing intent, who's searching on one or more portals, who's saving homes, who's emailing homes to their spouse, or who's searching for bankruptcy attorneys, divorce attorneys, who's booking appointments with those type of attorneys. All of these are life events. Life events, the 6 Ds: death, divorce, diamonds, diapers, downsizing, and the job, are always why people move. That's never going to change. When I can run that through AI, I can take people from having 300 opportunities to verifying 180 to having 54 with intent to having 22 with high intent. Then I focus my energy on contacting these people at the highest level with the best message and the most value. That's a wrap.